Hi again. Welcome back to my channel. And to those who are new here, thank you for dropping by. So, you're here because you want to know what you should know before applying here in Engoo. Let's begin. Yes. So in this vlog, I would like to outline it into, let's say, five. So first, I would like to talk about during the application. Second, during the training, if ever you pass the first requirement. Then third, after the training, the demo, and you passed. Fourth, during the classes. And fifth, about the salary. Okay, so let me start with the first one, that is during the application. So the most important thing you should know is there is no interview like what we usually have in other um, online online ESL companies. So here in Engoo, there is no interview with someone, or the only struggle is the language test. And if you want to have a sample of the language test, I will put it in my description box in this vlog. Okay, next, if you pass the language test, you can choose your schedule for training. So number two is the training, the demo, and the contract signing are all in the same day. Yes, you're right. So there is maybe 1 hour and a half training, and right after that, you need to prepare. You need to have your demo. 15 minutes demo for free conversation, and then 15 minutes demo for daily news material. So if there is only one person to be assigned as a student on that demo, then you would take turns. The five of you, if there are five of you in the training, so you would wait for your turn. Okay, so everyone needs to finish their demo before the result will be announced if you pass the demo or not. Okay, next is the requirement. Let's go now to the requirement. Let's say you are already hired in Engoo. Take note, the only requirement is your TIN. It can be a number only, or it can be the ID itself. Okay, so no need for like certificates, no need for NBI clearance, no need for let's say diploma. So make sure you already have your TIN, and if not, you should secure it. I have a concern. Let's say you are a student, you don't have a TIN, so I would recommend you a channel. Her name is Aubrey, and that is the name of her YouTube channel. I would put it in the description box. Maybe she could answer you what to do if ever you are still a student and you cannot secure a TIN. And of course, just like any other ESL companies, you will be required to submit the following: the tutor's profile, just like mine, and a video self-introduction. Check in the description box for my sample. And next one is no need for tarpaulins, like what we have in ACADSOC or in 5.1 Talk. They are required to have a tarpaulin. So here in Engoo, you don't have to put any tarpaulin. You just need to have a clean background, any color. So I chose this background and this ornament here. It's more than enough, guys. What is not allowed is that you would have a class outside. Let's say there are trees or ocean, so it should be professional. Okay, next is number 5. earphone and Wi-Fi use is allowed. Yes, you're right. You can use earphone. Not this one. This is a headset, but you can use the earphone like what we use in the smartphone. You can use that, and you can now it's okay to use a Wi-Fi connection. And next is but smartphone. So that is number 6. Smartphone is not allowed for classes. Based on my experience in ACADSOC, if you have a, let's say, internet connection problem or power interruption, you can use a smartphone as your backup. But it is a big no-no here in Engoo, and I will explain you later why is that and how is that possible. So smartphone is not allowed. And then next number 7. This is my struggle here in Engoo. That is no lesson material training and no quizzes. So I work in ACADSOC for 1 year and 4 months. So I'm so used to having a training if ever there is a new lesson material introduced. But here in Engoo, I don't know where to find it. There is no training on how to use their lesson material. They have tons of lesson material, but it should all be like self-study and how to do that. Okay, but all I can say is you can handle it yourself. It can be self-studied. Yes, because there are instructions on how to teach it, what to say in between the lesson. So yeah. Next, let's talk about the students. So you will have students from different parts of the world, specifically from 70 countries. Yes, that's right. I'm very used to 51 Talk and ACADSOC. They purely have Chinese students, but here in Engoo, you don't have just Japanese only. You can also have students from India, students from Vietnam or Vietnamese. You can have Thai or from Thailand students. You can have from Hong Kong, students from Taiwan, students from China, but they are living in other country, not in China. Maybe they are living in Japan, or they are living in Hong Kong or Taiwan, but they are Chinese. So that is just based on my experience, but you can have other nationality of students. So it means you have to be familiar, you have to be careful, because they have different culture. So you need to be careful in how you talk to them. Okay, next is number 9. You cannot see the lesson notes from previous teachers. So in ACADSOC, for me to have an idea of what the student is, I usually read the lesson notes from the previous teachers. But here in Engoo, there's no such thing. You cannot see any lesson notes. What you can see is that if that student comes back to you, you can see your own lesson notes from your previous class with him or her. So better be, detailed in your own lesson notes if ever that student would come back to you. It's the only thing that could help you. Okay, next, number 10. No tutor manager or TM or any help. There's no such thing. What you have is the tutor support, which is very awesome. Much better than a tutor manager, guys. Okay. Alright, so number 11. You can manage your own schedule. All right, you are fully in control of your class schedule. You know what I do? I booked lessons one in a day. I mean, I don't need to book in advance, like 1 week in advance or 5 days in advance. You know what time I book classes? Guess what? I book it like 30 minutes before the time that I want to have classes. Well, especially for my case that I'm a mom. So sometimes I feel so burnt out. I don't feel like having a class. Then I don't need to worry like, oh my God, I need to hurry. I need to take a bath. I need to, prepare myself for my classes. Or I go to the mall or the supermarket like, oh my God, I need to hurry. I need to go home. I will have classes. No, that is not for me because I booked my classes like, let's say I finished shopping, I finished shopping, and then that's the time I sit down in front of the computer and I would sense myself, am I ready for a class today? And if ding, it's yes, then I booked a class and voila, I get students right away. Let's say like 1 minute after I open my slots, boom, it's fully booked already. So you can book classes 30 minutes before the time or 15 minutes before the It's painful to say this, but guys, let's go to salary.